Tonight's headlines: a Philippine vote on Israel not consulted, says Duterte. Gradual increase of public transport capacity mulled. TUGADE decision in 2022 will rely on Duterte. Coronavirus cases in the country at 1,332,832. Dito Telecom hits 1 million subscribers. Habagat to bring isolated rain showers. Philippine Stocks Index moves sideways. And IMF downgrades 2021 Philippine economic outlook. Good evening. Today is Wednesday, June 16, 2021. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. President Rodrigo Duterte said Wednesday that the Philippines' vote in favor of the United Nations probe into Israel's actions in the Gaza Strip was apparently made without his go-ahead. The president also made queries on the situation after he mentioned that he was about to attend the exit call of Israel's envoy to the Philippines. Israel's foreign ministry summoned Philippine ambassador to Israel Makairog Alberto almost 2 weeks ago for clarification discussion at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs following the Philippines' vote at the Human Rights Council in favor of the establishment of an investigative committee against Israel over events surrounding Operation Guardian of the Walls. Asked about the incident, presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said that the Philippines stands by its vote in favor of the UN probe on Israelis. The Department of Transportation is considering a gradual increase in the public transport capacity following the easing of quarantine restrictions. Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade said the department has started studies on how public transport capacity could be boosted without compromising health safety standards. Tugade said public transport stakeholders are ready to increase capacity, but the final decision will be made by the Interagency Task Force. At present, public transport is capped at 50%, while the NCR Plus bubble Metro Manila, Cavite, Laguna, Rizal, and Bulacan remains under the general community quarantine. Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade disclosed that any possibility of him running in next year's elections will be based on the decision of President Rodrigo Duterte. Asked if he was considering running for an elected post in the 2022 polls, Tugade gave a general answer and said he is now focused on finishing the Department of Transportation's projects. Tugade, a classmate of Duterte at the San Beda College of Law, was appointed as Transportation Secretary in 2016. Under his leadership, Tugade moved the main offices of the DOTR to Clark in Pampanga in 2017 as part of efforts to decongest Metro Manila. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
For all your pera transactions, all new Bayad.
Viber is the free and secure way to connect with friends and family, anywhere. Send messages and make phone and video calls for free. Download Viber now.
The Department of Health reported 5,414 confirmed coronavirus disease cases on Wednesday to bring the total number of infected in the country to 1,332,832, even as 6 laboratories failed to submit reports on time. This brought the active cases to 56,170, and of the total, 91.4% are mild, 4% are asymptomatic, 1.9% are severe, and 1.3% are in critical condition. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 1,253,541 after 7,637 patients recovered from the deadly disease. The death toll now stands at 23,121 following 158 fatalities recorded. Data from the DOH also showed that 58% of the intensive care unit beds nationwide are in use, while 37% of the mechanical ventilators are occupied. In other news, Dito Telecommunity Corporation will give out a free data allocation of 1 GB for each subscriber as it hit a million customers 3 months after its official rollout. Dito Chief Administrative Officer Adel Tamano said he was informed that the company hit the million subscriber mark on Wednesday, June 16. In line with this, Dito will be giving out 1 million gigabytes of data for its 1 million subscribers. Dito officially launched commercial services in March in pilot areas in the Visayas and Mindanao. It expanded to the National Capital Region in May. State Weather Bureau Pagasa on Wednesday announced that partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms are expected over Metro Manila and the rest of the country due to the southwest monsoon or HABAGAT and localized thunderstorm. In its 24-hour forecast, Pagasa warned against possible flash floods or landslides due to severe thunderstorms. Moderate to heavy rain showers with lightning and strong winds are being experienced over Hain and Santa Rosa in Nueva Ecija and Concepcion, Tarlac. Pagasa said this may persist within 2 hours and affect nearby areas. We'll pause for a short break. Stay with us.
That's it, never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap, it's a wrap. Just tap the app, now you can check, view, subscribe, renew, help and support for you. Out with the Ring apps are the in thing, you know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use, mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Download the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now.
Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
In business, the local main stocks gauge ended sideways, partly on investors' decision to stay on the sidelines at the start of the Federal Open Market Committee's two-day policy meeting. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index slipped by 3.38 points or 0.05% to 6,973.35 at the closing bell. The broader all shares index also declined by 1.08 points or 0.03% to 4,221.890. Regina Capital Development Corporation Head of Sales Luis Limlingan said that consensus continues to expect the first hint about tapering in August or September, followed by a formal announcement in December and the start of tapering at the beginning of next year. Volume totaled 5.22 billion shares, amounting to 10.71 billion pesos. Gainers led losers at 111 to 96, while 53 shares were unchanged. And the International Monetary Fund on Wednesday downgraded its economic outlook for the Philippines this year, citing the slow recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. The IMF now expects the economy to grow by 5.4% this year, slower than its earlier announced economic growth forecast of 6.9% in its World Economic Outlook in April. Following the conclusion of the Article 4 mission this year, Mission Chief Thomas Helbling said the latest outlook was weighed down by the slow recovery. The Philippine economy contracted by 16.9% in the second quarter of 2020, its worst quarterly performance based on available data since 1981. That wraps up the stories tonight. Before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store and the Araneta City for their continued support. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.